sovereign.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube, etc., etc. I am Sovereign, and the screen that you have probably identified in front of you from that wonderfully large title there is Battlefleet Gothic Armada. Yes, I'm doing 40k stuff because 40k is amazing. Been into it for God knows how long. Love the tabletop game. Love the original Battlefleet Gothic on the tabletop as well. So when I heard this was coming out, I was like, yes, give it to me. So without further ado, I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to get straight into multiplayer. I'll maybe do a Let's Play the campaign at some point, but I need to figure out how I'm going to edit that together, because the campaign has like a narrative tutorial. So like there's tutorial missions that you can't skip, and no one wants to watch the tutorial missions, so I'll figure out how I'm going to edit that. But in the meantime, I'm going to dive straight into it, and here we go into multiplayer. And I'm probably going to get my ass kicked because I'm doing this for the viewing pleasure of the internet. So naturally, I'm expecting to fall flat on my face and have my ass handed to me on a silver platter. I've not played much of the orcs. I played them once, got my ass handed to me. Haven't played Eldar. Imperials I quite like, although they can be hard to use. Chaos is fun. They do everything at long range. Ooh, I want to play one of these two. I'm gonna go with the Navy, and I'm gonna start a new Admiral actually, because that one, the build on that's kind of wrong. I've got a lot of ships that are locked out because they've been damaged, lost in the war, etc. So I'm going to start from scratch and hopefully get it right from the get-go. So let's dive straight in and see what ships we have available to us. So we have light cruisers at level 1 and escorts. Widowmakers, I quite like these actually. They're fast and their sensor range is insane. Like, it's double that of any other ship. So these guys make absolutely fantastic scouts, especially with their long-range torpedo launchers. Downside is they've got no other weapons, so if the enemy manage to close in, they just cannot defend themselves whatsoever. Then my other favourite is the sword frigates, which these guys just pack 2 macro cannons. Like, they're not particularly strong ships, they're not massively powerful, but you get a lot of bang for buck out of them because macro cannons at point blank range fucking hurt. So these guys are good as fire support ships in just about any situation, because those are turrets, they can turn, they can shoot in different directions, blah 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 blah. The firestorm frigates, I quite like these. These guys are good if you tend to use formations a lot, particularly forward-facing formations, because they've got this nice big underslung lance here. Lances never miss. Lances are amazing, and they have a single macro cannon turret. That's not too bad. These guys are great if you're using formations. And Cobra destroyers, they're kind of somewhere between a sword frigate and a Widowmaker. They've got the forward-facing torpedo launcher. They're lightly armored, but they're fast, and they do also have a single macro cannon. So I quite like Cobra destroyers because they can let you fill the board with torpedoes, and then, you know, if the enemy manage to close, they're not completely defenseless. Transports are transports. Single macro cannon turret gets blown up very easily. Hell of a slow. Line ships, let's have a look at our cruisers. We have the Dauntless, which has a heavy prow lance. Can't go wrong with lances. It's only 6,000 range though. Well, I say only, I mean, I've been playing Chaos for a while. Their lances are insane. Double macro turrets, 2 of those, and macro broadsides on either side. So they're quite good, they're quite versatile. Got a 90-degree arc of fire, so like 45 degrees from the center, so they can aim the lance slightly. The Mark IIs I like because they have torpedoes, but you can't aim the torpedoes like you can a cannon, so it's harder to get the torpedoes to bring to bear. And a lot of people prefer the Dauntless Mark 1. I like torpedoes, but I don't know, I can't quite seem to use them as effectively as I really should be able to. So they do cost 4 points less, like all the difference that makes. I'm gonna go for the Mark 1s just because we'll get 2 of them, and I'll leave this third one open because generally in the early days you don't really need more than 2 light cruisers. And for my opening skills, I'm going to have an auger probe, and I think I'm also going to have these guys. They're fairly short range, so let's get a disruption bomb. Let's just drop a bomb that just destroys our enemy shields. So that's our 2 line ships. We can go straight into a battle now, so let's go for it and see how badly we get utterly minced. And then you have the wonderful pleasure of me making small talk while the game finds a match. Small talk, small talk, small talk. Or I could possibly go for a coffee at this rate. Come on. I should have maybe just left that running while I was talking about all the ships, shouldn't I? Oh well. I realised I didn't explain the auger probe. There you go. It's a little beacon probe thing that just flies off and has a sensor radius. There's the disruption bombs. Just drop shields. It's great if you get in close. Destroy someone's shields and then just broadside them. Right, well, I'll tell you what, while it's finding a match, I will cut the recording and you guys won't be quite so bored. See you shortly. Okay, so we have a match against Voidbringer 2002. Hello, Voidbringer. Nice to meet you. 250 points, so I'll take my 2 light cruisers. See what I mean about not having enough points there to get a 3rd light cruiser, so I didn't see the point in buying one just yet. Well, I say buying one, I mean it's free once you've unlocked the slots, but yes. I could get one of these wee frigates. Do I want to? I get extra renown if I don't use points. But this fleet is fresh out the gate, so I think I'll probably have... I'll take a Cobra Destroyer. I only get 3 extra points, but I'd rather have that extra macro cannon, and the torpedo launchers can come in handy. One set of launchers probably isn't going to do over much, but you know, you might get lucky, you might score a critical hit with them, or if you use the melted torpedoes, you can set things on fire, which, you know, does damage over time and makes the job of your line ships easier. So turn this on so I can see borders of all things like gas clouds, etc. Now, if I deploy this gas cloud, which I am going to do, it's going to be bloody obvious because he's not going to be able to see my ships to begin with. And then, where's the only place in your deployment zone, Sovereign, that you could hide? Oh look, there's a gas cloud. So I'm expecting that to have torpedoes shot at it pretty much straight out the gate. But
changing course.
Especially if I do this. But what I like to do is use the gas cloud to hide myself initially, and then go to silent running, which lets your ships cloak for a brief period.
Understood. At your command. Going silent.
So, I fired my little probe off. Has he fired anything? No, he hasn't. Okay. So, I suspect he's fresh too.
Yes, Admiral.
I don't think my guys are going to quite reach the other nebula. Before their silent running wears off. But
Enemy ship sighted!
so they have a Dauntless Light Cruiser, which probably means their other ship's a Dauntless Light Cruiser, and he's not running a scout.
Ship ready!
So I am
Underway!
start trying to harass him a bit with my Cobra. I was beginning to wonder if he'd seen me, but yeah, he was just getting around the minefield.
Your orders?
Right.
Your orders?
Oh, he flew right into those, didn't he? Yeah, he got through them. Fair enough. Very nearly, sir.
Awaiting
very
orders.
Orders received!
Ship ready.
Nearly. 25 seconds till silent running's good again. I think he may get...
Awaiting orders! Ship ready! Understood!
At your command. Engines hot.
Let's take out his generator first. That'll be...
Brace for impact. Yes, Admiral.
Execute high energy turn. Your orders? Cruising speed set. Yes, Admiral.
Damage teams begin repairs now. Awaiting orders.
At your command.
Okay, what else?
Ship ready. Course plotted. Cruising speed set. Your orders?
My own ship.
Changing course.
All ahead full. Ship ready.
All ahead full.
Let's just get it around. Have it. Oh!
Cruising speed set.
Lost the deck, so there goes the
Setting
orders.
course. Going silent.
Orders received.
You've lost your engines.
At your command.
Yes, Admiral. Cruising speed set. Engines to maximum. Cruising speed set.
Course plotted.
Happy for that ship to run.
Acquiring new vector. Engines hot. Execute high energy turn. Awaiting orders. Helm coordinates acknowledged.
There we go.
Course plotted. Engines hot. Yes, Admiral.
I'm hanging in there. Okay.
Burn retros. Cruising speed set.
Your deck's gone.
Changing course. Your orders? Orders received. Understood. Helm coordinates acknowledged. Acquiring new vector. Underway. All ahead full. Setting course. At your command. Cruising speed set. Execute high energy turn. Cruising speed set.
Help a lot. Have a couple of torpedoes, sir.
Ship ready. Engines to maximum. Understood. Your orders? Changing course. Initiate emergency repairs. Engines hot.
Let's get that armor to bear. I think we may have this. It's gonna be close.
Course plotted.
Obviously.
Underway.
GG. Well played, sir. Very well played. Both my ships survived. Heavy damage, but the renown I got from this should help me. Should let me repair them. Have a deliciously celebratory mouth of coffee. And hopefully at some point it will load back to the main screen. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so one ship's fine, one's heavily damaged. Both got a level up. I got a lot of renown from that. So it's all good. Righty. So. Priority repairs, 5 renown. Right? I'm good with that. That's cheap as chips. So now we have points to spend on upgrades and crew. So have a look at crew. And I think master gunners, because it gives you a nice buff to macro weapons on the broadside and lance weapons which we have on the prow. Oh, we've got the turret macros too, so like this guy just buffs all of our guns, so why would we not choose that? And I'm going to choose that on both of them because I like to do lots and lots of damage. Upgrades, let's see. Let's go, well, our ships did get kind of beaten up in that last fight, so I feel like we should do something to address that. There wasn't an awful amount of torpedoes thrown around in that fight, but then, who uses torpedoes? Imperials, Orcs, and some Eldar. So torpedoes are a threat, but a lot of people seem to prefer macro cannons. Armor piercing ammo. I think I'm gonna go with additional void shield generators. Improves the health of our shields. If we have a quick look at shields 100, so that doubles our shield health. Which for ships of this size is pretty good. Put it on both of them because the longer you can stay in a fight, the more damage you can do. So we got about halfway to level 2 there, so let's have another match. See how well we do. Now that I've upgraded my ships, if it's just another flat 250 points, I might just skip out on the escort vessel because that Cobra Destroyer really didn't do much for me that game, I feel. I mean, a couple torpedoes hit, but didn't do over much damage. In fact, the Cobra's biggest contribution was ramming the enemy frigate just to tip the balances of health pools. So we're into another cruiser clash. I'll take my 2 Dauntlesses and ooh. Now the question is he gonna have escorts? He chose his fleet very quickly. Okay. Ooh hum hoo hum hoo. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit and I'm not gonna have an escort. Let's see what happens. Ships in this are so cool. Like, oh man, they've been very faithful to the tabletop material, and it's beautiful. It's just, oh, it's gorgeous. Flying space cathedrals of death. Yes, you heard me right.
Underway!
Just realised I forgot to say that to my opponent in the last game. So. I like this map a bit better because there's more nebulas, I can hide better.
Changing course! Ship ready!
Rig for silent running, gentlemen.
Going silent!
You, just before you leave the gas clouds.
Yes, Admiral. Helm coordinates acknowledged!
No, don't change course. Oops. So he's gone silent running as well, and he's probably thinking along similar lines to me. Does have an asteroid field. So he might be hiding in there, but I find that unlikely. I feel like I should maybe gone for this gas cloud, but never mind.
At your command. Burn retros! Awaiting orders.
I suspect this
Burn retros!
could be one of those games. I see you, sir.
Course plotted! Cruising speed set!
So you split your fleet, which is
Burn retros!
a risky proposition. Oh, you've got me in entirely the wrong place, sir.
Cruising speed set! Your orders!
So thank you very much for that.
Enemy ship sighted! At your command! Understood! Setting course!
And he split his fleet, didn't he? That was very, very silly.
Engines hot!
Warning.
Awaiting orders! Initiate emergency repairs! Execute high energy turn! Cruising speed set!
Enemy ship sighted.
Lock on target!
Yeah. You have the shield transfer. And it doesn't.
Yes, Admiral!
Oh, that tricky.
Orders received! Engines to maximum! Cruising speed set! Ship ready!
Enemy ship sighted.
Engines hot! Awaiting orders! Cruising speed set! Understood! Yes, Admiral!
Down to his engines. Brilliant.
Your orders! Changing course! All ahead full! Cruising speed set! At your command!
Oh, I just can't fucking
Setting course!
You may have wanted to let that ship go, mate. But that's fine. That's fine. I will.
Course plotted! Helm coordinates acknowledged!
Down one goes.
Underway!
Yes.
orders. Burn retros. Setting course. Yes, Admiral. Engines to maximum.
Shields for you.
Cruising speed
I
set.
love ramming in this game. Like the way the
Changing
ships
course.
spin, it's so cool.
Course plotted. Ship ready. Helm coordinates acknowledged.
Ramming for the finale. Boom.
Burn retros.
And that's GG again. So, let's see what we've unlocked this time. I think I was lucky in ditching the escort there, although my opponent, he split his fleet to begin with, and that's always a mistake. It means I'd half battered one ship to death before he could really respond. Never, never split your line ships. Never. Unless you know that your opponent has weaker forces, like the portions that you're splitting can outmaneuver them, or you can avoid engaging them. Never split. Woo! Level 2. Wood. So, what do we unlock at level 2? Tell me. You have unlocked Cruiser. 300 point missions. Cruiser clash, convoys, breakthroughs. Sweet. No new level ups or anything for the Dauntlesses. However, on the upshot, we have got 400 renown. Like, so we could put favors on both ships if we wanted to. So we could get like Inquisition. What's that do? Emperor's Tarot. So you identify an enemy ship from the off, and every crew member gets a free point. Not bad. Mechanicus, extra upgrades, and extra skills. That's not bad. Navy, you have the ability to call in free Cobra destroyers. That'd be good. Immune to insubordination, also good. Adeptus Astartes, Space Marines. You can get Terminator strikes as opposed to lightning strikes. It's not bad. +1 assault action, basically. That's cool. And Space Marines, so you get extra assault actions with boarding. So, excuse me. Not sure. I mean, if I unlock cruisers, dictators are carriers. They have launch bays, micro cannons, and torpedoes. Gothics have all the lance batteries. Weapon always hits its target. I quite like Gothic cruisers. All the macro batteries on the Dominators. Tyrants are cool because they've got the really long range plasma macros. And then they have all the benefits associated with being macro cannons, like, you know, buffs at short range, etc. Or there's the lunar cruisers, which have macros and lances and torps. I'm not sure. I remember in the beta I used to run Gothic cruisers, and they were friggin' brutal. But you can't get the same upgrades on Imperial ships now, so they don't quite work the way they used to. I think I shall ponder it. I shall ponder what the Adeptus Mechanicus have to say before I choose my first cruiser. And once I've made my mind up, I'll show it off to you guys in my next video. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been fun. You've seen me actually not get my ass blown out of the void. Long may that streak continue. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.